Hello friends, let's get into the new video. Actually, we haven't done a video for a while, so I was like thinking that let's cover some important topic because there are some things that we haven't spoken about yet, especially while you're working, and this is the real question because when do you need to go, basically, it's the question here. I mean, I phrase it in a way that comparing your job with previous ones to make sure that you are not working in a wrong place. But this is actually a very important question because, I mean, if you have a job and you are not happy there, then you obviously kind of need to switch. But when to switch, if you are able to switch, you have to take all these things into consideration, and you might have very big fears of changing your jobs. So let's jump right into that. I was also mention you that in the last slide I will have this kind of like Google Sheets table that I would kind of do by myself. So that would be very helpful also for you to see how you kind of have to build it up and how to make this decision easier for you, because everything you can kind of calculate out. It's in the maths class, guys. It's you're studying, you have certain skills for in maths. I know that some of you don't like maths, but I mean, I also didn't like maths, but I mean, basic maths is something that you can use. So let's see. Why is it important? Let's explain a little bit more here, because I mean, comparing your job is very important with the previous ones. You have to see if you are actually happy there, and if it actually is something that you wish to do in your future. And that's the first point. It's about your future. Your future is very important in this case, and your family as well. You need to have kind of like a stable work conditions, and you need to be happy, because that's the formula for happiness. If you're doing well at work, you will have basically no stress. You will be happy, or like you will have the stress, but I mean, at least you are doing something and you are moving towards something and you are doing something useful in life. Because of course sometimes, I mean, you are working for some really screwed up guys as bosses. However, it is important to notice that you kind of have this place to work very stably in, and even if you have those conflicts, then you can at least solve them somehow. And yeah, it's your future is important. It's everything in life. As I said, in the real life is much more important than the work life. So you will have to see where you are going, and if you have like a nice work, a nice car to drive with, you have a nice apartment to live in, or a room to live in to share if it's a shared apartment, or maybe you don't have a car, maybe you have a scooter, or maybe you have some kind of like bicycle that you like, or stuff like that. I mean, it's making your job, I mean, making your life easier, making it more luxurious in a way, because I mean, if you don't work, then obviously you might not have your own car, or you might not have this money to pay off your car or something like that. It's and same with the apartment. It's you will have to take a loan, and you might have not money for the loan if you don't have a stable work. That's why stable work comes in handy, and that's the formula for happiness. Because I mean, if you be always worried about your happiness, that oh my god, like I cannot pay off my debt for this kind of like college tuition, or my car, or whatever you have there, your apartment, then your happiness will decrease significantly, and your worries always increase. You have those fears that are putting you in a difficult space there. So you will have to think about your future, and it's very important to consider if this work where you worked in is actually the best work that you worked in, or if there was some better ones before, and you just got laid off. So yeah, this is a very important question, and of course, for those that are fresh out of school or universities, colleges, all these people that are going for their first job, then this video may be not so significant for you because there's nothing to compare it with. You have to have this kind of like a formula to compare it with, because if you didn't have a previous job, then obviously you cannot compare two jobs, and you are not sure if this job is actually good or not. So this video is about for those people that have had previous jobs, since that's sometimes very difficult, that you are stuck somewhere, and you're stuck in the, I don't know, mid 30s and mid 40s, something like that. You're stuck with your life and your work life, I mean, specifically. So I try to help you guys with this. That's why I'm making my videos. I try to help people, and as long as I am even helping at least one person, it's already a success for me. I think I count it as a success. So yeah, it's important to notice that my mission is not to be out there for like hundreds of thousands of people and let them know how the job scene works and job hunt works and stuff like that. My job is to give you this detailed information about very down to earth way, so you could find a job, or you find a decent job that you actually like, because you might do some job and you might not be happy there. And this is why I'm making this video. You might be working your ass off every day, and then you're like thinking that why haven't I changed the job yet, every day from day to day. So yeah, I hope this video will at least help at least one person, and all my videos in total. Maybe you can find some tips or tricks that from what I've seen that in my work life in previously. Obviously, I'm not this kind of like expert that can give you all this good information, like very generalized information. And I see that there are many posts in LinkedIn that are like about remote work and bad bosses, everything like that. That's also okay, but I think that personally that this actually, if you have this kind of like a training to actually search for work, that would be very useful in a way. I'm not saying that I will give them in a real life, but I'm just saying that at start I would give it in this life, in the YouTube life, and the same thing with my presentation skills. That this kind of hobby of mine is giving me better skills for talking with people in general, or presenting some stuff, and that might be very valuable at my work in the future. And same with you guys. I mean, when you finally get this financial freedom or something like that, you might do a lot of representations and show them that, oh my god, this success story and stuff like that. Everybody would be super interested in this. There's millions of like startup companies that are, not millions, but I mean thousands for sure, that are actually being very successful. So yeah, let's continue with this topic, because I kind of got swayed off here. But yeah, number 2 is that values inside the company. You have to estimate all those values, that if the co-workers are somebody that you can work with, if they are if there are some, like, if there is only one co-worker that you don't get along with, then you can kind of get past that. I don't think that you will have to be angry about each other all the time. It's just sometimes you don't see eye to eye, but if there is more than one, then it becomes a problem. And I see it also that sometimes some people that are on paper, or like in the first months, first maybe year, they are people that I can work with and I really like, and I can do a good job with, and good cooperation. And then there is always this one thing that goes wrong, and they kind of start hating you for that, or something about human nature is that you cannot get, of course, along with everybody at work, but if there's like two or more that you cannot get along with, and you always like kind of just make a good face and to each other, and actually deep down you're thinking about other stuff, then it will become a problem, and you will have to evaluate your job. Since sometimes a great job can just be for so long. I mean, when I was going to work somewhere and I worked there for some time, then when I started the job, I was like super motivated and stuff, and get everything done. Whilst in the end, I was more thinking that what I'm doing here, like from day to day, is like same routine and stuff like that. Kind of some jobs get they kind of outlive their usefulness for you. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it is. And I've seen some people that have worked in different places for tens or 20 years straight, and then they finally switch off the job, which is impressive. But I mean, this 20 years, they obviously weren't, the same people as they were like 20 years ago. And the scene of this job, like competition in the same companies, might be also changed. And I think in nowadays world, the thing is that for many industries, I think most of the industries actually have very tight competition, and that is becoming an issue because once somebody gets paid, they might be getting paid a lot, but if you didn't win the bid, or if you didn't didn't get this opportunity to work for the other company, for business to business I'm speaking now, then it will become a big problem. So one year might be very good and the other year might be very bad. And there is tight competition. There's no more this kind of thing that, oh, I have this monopoly of a company and then I'm like do whatever I can. And no, it's not like that anymore. Basically, if you go bankrupt, then it means that somebody else might buy it, and somebody else might be doing what you did before and do it better. So yeah, it's the reality nowadays. And number two, or B point here, is the boss. Obviously, like B, like as a boss, is your manager, and manager is important value in a company. Since if your boss is somebody that is like micromanaging, or doesn't meet your demands, doesn't really give you anything, or like always charge you, and basically live on your expense basic, that means that you do those presentations, and he or she just like watches how you do them, and not do anything by themselves in this matter. So yeah, it's important that you have a good boss, and somebody that is actually yelling at you from day to day is very bad, and that's why I think that boss is very influential here. And of course, the stress levels. I mean, keep your stress levels low, because that's very, very effective for you to. I mean, burnout is very effective in its own kind for you to lose the job. The burnout is something that is significantly impacting all those levels, and once you have kind of like this burnout symptoms or something like that, then it will be very difficult for you to get back to this pace that you had before. So yeah, stress levels, I don't think that it gets enough credit. I think it's your mental health is something that should be done, and always be worked on nowadays, because especially while most of the people are moving towards to the office to work there, it might be very stressful, and all those home offices, I mean, might be not stressful for you because you can go walk your dog every day in the park, but for me, I think if I was at home for like 2 weeks, not going to the office or something like that, then I kind of need this socialization, this kind of thing that reduces the stress level in a way. So yeah, it's about that. Of course, if you are very popular and if you have a lot of friends, you have like, I don't know, like thousands of WhatsApp and Facebook friends, and Insta DMs and stuff, then it won't affect you that much, and you can actually work from home office and stuff like that. But if you are running low on this socialization stuff, then it's very influential for you. And yeah, office space is another point. Is I mean, if your office is not good, then what are you going to do? Like, I mean, there is actually many things in the office that can go really wrong. Honestly, there might be, for example, even like the toilet might be located in a wrong place that is everybody can hear it. It would be a weird thing, or people are like passing it, and it's just there is this kind of things that are actually very office space is influenced by that, or coffee machines, if there is any, these kind of things, and elevators, if it's like high up, are they used like constantly, or can you actually take an elevator, if there is enough space and stuff like that, if there is enough space for you to do your video calls with with your colleagues and partners and clients and all these things, like video conferences, if you have actually room to do that, or speak with your phone, all those things that or is like open office space that might be like people are seeing what you always browse at your computer, or stuff like that. A lot of things can be wrong in the office. And the other thing is that if they have some kind of bonuses for the home office stuff, for example, have the budget for this, and for you to build up your own home office. Because I think the biggest argument for the home office is always, I mean, nobody can argue against that, it's always, and it will remain like that, it is that you can focus better. Since I know that in the open office it might be very difficult to have this focus on your job, especially when people come and go and ask you questions and all these things. But I think it's kind of, for me, it sounds a little bit like an excuse, because I don't really see that big of a problem in this. I mean, work better at the home office, okay, but just a little bit of better. It's not like you get like millions of more things done in the home office as you get in the real office. So yeah, I kind of would argue against it, but that's material for another video. So let's not stop too much into this. And yeah, now, okay, I get it, and now what? Because I think I always like to do these videos in a way that at start, when I feel like I'm doing my videos, I feel like people kind of, they don't care about my videos, and that shows in my, I think in my statistics in my channel also, that even if there is some views, then they are not very long, or this kind of thing that they might not watch all the video because it's very long, and it's like PowerPoint presentation and stuff like that. I mean, you see them from day to day anyways, then why would you ever bother? Or why not to find a job in LinkedIn and stuff like that? Why not to post there, like stuff, all these things? So it's kind of like, dude, Mike, amuse me, something like that. Yeah, it sounds, I mean, the statistics kind of reflects on this one. And I don't think that most of my videos even get any views, and by the people that watch this channel, or get some algorithm. They're getting lost in the algorithm anyways. So if you have time, then of course like and subscribe. I'm not getting too much into that anymore, but yeah. So now what? I think if you are able to, or if it is reasonable to change jobs. Yeah, that's the same advice I would give to somebody that is going through the relationship trauma, that dump him, dump her, stuff like that is like always the best advice, because that's actually only way that you're moving towards the right decision. And first you need to think it through, because if it cannot be like, okay, I've decided I don't like my job, and then I will go. It's not that easy, because sometimes it might be, this right now, recession everywhere, having those huge crises, huge wars going around the world, and there's we're still recovering from COVID. We didn't have really time to recover. There's wars. There's always like people are kind of like going into this psychic stuff already to ask for advices. All these things like that didn't work before, like I don't know, astrology and stuff like that. Now people are like losing all the hope in this. So that's what needs to be doing. That you need to be brave in your decisions, but first you need to think those decisions through. And it's not only like, okay, I told it through 1 hour and then I will leave. It's not that easy. You'll have to think about it, at least 2 days, since it's a big decision. And the other thing is that it's even if you think one way in the evening, you might not think the same way in the morning. So yeah, it's like, for example, you want to change your job in the evening, but in the morning you don't. It's a big process. It might take months, it might take a year, this kind of things that it's, small steps of letting go is the way usually. But you will have to think about it, and the first thing is that if you are able to, if there is economic recession all the time, and you are sure that you are not going to find a new job, then don't do it. But if there is absolutely zero other option, then you will have to do it. So yeah, it's and it's if it's reasonable. If it's something that you can avoid, or something that is, my boss is like micromanaging, but at the same time, I don't like the micromanaging, but I can deal with it. I can, be at work, do some work, get some work done, be happy, and still, take care of my family. Then it's not that big of an issue. But if it's something like, I don't know, I'm in a fight with 5 co-workers and they don't like me, and they're saying bad things about me, and my boss saying, don't worry, but actually people are like always hating me, and also I don't get any chances to present my points and stuff like that. If they're not listening you out, is a very difficult situation. And this might be your, and your stress levels are high, it might be the ringing bell for you that, hey, it's time to change the job, because it's not that easy to avoid it. So yeah, first think about it, that if you're able to change the job, and secondly think if it's reasonable to change the job. And don't think about it only in one evening, think about it many days, many months, maybe even a year. All these things that if you can do it. And if you have reached to the conclusion that, okay, there is absolutely no other chance that I will have to change the job, even if it's economic recession right now, I will still have to change the job. Then you have to, start looking for new challenges. And if you are not happy, of course you can start looking for new challenges already, while you're thinking if it's reasonable to change the jobs, and see what kind of offers do you get. However, here is one point that actually I think if you are already looking for work while you're working, then it's more difficult for you, because you can have a good motivation letter and CV for one of the opportunities that you like. However, this opportunity might reply to you. As I was saying in my previous video, I think the answering percentage is around like 3 to 20 or 3 to 15 or something like that from the companies. So if this one company is not in this 3%, then they're not going to reply to you, and it might look like that they don't want you there, or you cannot find a new job, but actually you can, because it doesn't work like that. It works more like about your own time. How much time do you put under job search or job hunt? Because this is very important, that you have time to deal with this. If you are working all the time, you're not coming home and saying that, okay, I will search for the job as well. No, you're not going to do it. I mean, might be that if you don't have that much of a job workload or something, then you might look for it at work or in the weekends or something like that, but it will not be in the evenings usually. And not only the evenings, but if you are jobless, you can search for them in the daytime as well. So that's a big point, and we will have more time to search for it later. If this is like suffocating you, the job is suffocating you, then just get out. If you feel like it's the right thing to do, then get out. That's what I want to say. I mean, obviously weigh all those financial situation and stuff, that how much can you fare. If you only have money for like I don't know, like 3 days to survive, then obviously don't do it. But if you have some savings or some stuff that you can actually live for a couple of months and see your options, then I mean, it's not always the bad thing. And great things happen when you're in this discomfort. If you are not feeling comfortable in your stuff, then you learn the most. And that's what happened with me before as well. I mean, many jobs I lost because I didn't know about some stuff, and they kind of used it as their advantage. They were like basically using me in a way. Okay, so I have here, I think it's a little bit the quality here, or pixels are not very good, but anyways, I wanted to show you this kind of like an Excel table, and this is very useful for you to estimate these kind of things. If you have this Excel table, you can make the decision to leave the job faster, since this is basically numbers. It's the maths. It's the facts. I mean, if you have those facts, then it will be easier to do this kind of decision. So yeah, what did I write here? Actually, there is job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, and own company. Now the thing is that since I was doing it kind of as my own example, then I haven't had my own company before. But there was some points here, because I feel like when I'm going to do my own company, that will be those points that I will give to here. And what is this table looking like? It's basically, there is some values that you see in different kind of jobs or different kind of companies, including your own company. And this one has ratings from 17 to 1. So 17 is the most and 1 is the least. And here we can see that basically I rank it as salary as 17 points and one-on-ones as 1 point, because obviously, I mean, salary is more important than one-on-one. I mean, when you go to work and somebody is like, at a vacancy writing that, oh, we have usual one-on-ones and stuff, it shows in a good light, of course, but it doesn't show you anything. I mean, if this job with one-on-ones is paying you like 30 grand in a year, and the one with the other one is like with 100k salary, then obviously, and they are in the same level jobs, then obviously you're going to apply for the one that has better salary, not that has one-on-ones. Because maybe in this 100k company there's also one-on-ones, you just don't know it, because they didn't put it in the vacancy. So yeah, it's this way, and in the end there is total. That means that all these points calculated here, and which one is the best. So yeah, what did I put here as my information? So as for the salary, uh, let's be honest here. Of course, like the salaries are raising every year and stuff like that, because the thing is that there is inflation in the world, and that there is also government is increasing the lowest wage and stuff like that. So basically, salary is changing every year, but this one is about the purchase power. Since basically I would say that when I was working for this job too, I had the most purchase power at this time that I was working there. So that's why I was putting here the salary, because at this time it was actually a big salary in this company, job number two, and I was really happy to get this salary actually. Uh, but however, they didn't have other values. That the only other value that it had was the bonuses, and why I put bonuses here for this. Sorry, I'm jumping here a little bit, but since it was like job two, I was just speaking about the job, what it was like. And in this job two, there was some bonuses that were really good, and one of them that I really liked was free lunch. So that was significant for me, because for lunch I kind of spent like hundreds of euros in my life for just for some lunches. This is crazy stuff there. I mean, you nowadays prices are so high that you can actually pay like 20 euros for a lunch or so. It's a crazy price. 20 euros is, for those who don't know, is like I don't know, like 18 pounds or something, British pounds, and $20, I guess. So basically, some of the lunches are getting really expensive, and especially when you buy some drinks with it as well, and it's like crazy stuff. So I think these values of this company were actually this bonus, that I got the free lunch and I got a good salary. Oh wait, I kind of switched the slide. So yeah, it's on paper it was really nice company, since everything was there. Uh, However, there was some hidden stuff there, and this was mainly about this co-workers and the boss. So as you can see that basically there is some very big major things that you have to take into consideration while you're doing your job, and I put boss number two here, and that was what job two was lacking. That's why I was not putting it here, and that would be actually the minus points for this, because boss is very important. Your manager is basically deciding how you do your everyday work. So they are going to tell you that you have to do this, you have to do that, and if you don't do it, we're going to fire you. And this is actually the most significant thing, because I mean, you can always live in your own wish, but if you're getting fired, it's not something that you wanted for to happen usually, or if you get laid off, because that's usually for the boss or the manager to decide, or the management or CEO or whatever you have in your company. But basically your manager is giving this input for that, and they are basically deciding if you can be worked with or you cannot be worked with. And why I put boss here as for my own company, because in your own company you can be your own boss, and you can decide those decisions by yourself. You cannot get fired, you cannot get laid off, you can just basically sell the company, and that's the best way. I mean, if you're your own boss, you can make the decision what is best for you, and I mean, the world kind of, your world revolves around you most of the time. So yeah, own boss is the best way. If there was actually like I will have to debate if we go like for the job wise, if there wasn't my own company in the comparison, I would actually put it to job one, and then it would have 16 more points, and that's already significant boost for that. So yeah, you have to take into consideration that which kind of things are you taking in this comparison, because obviously, like if you don't want to open your own company in the future, then you're not going to put it there in the comparison and just compare the jobs, and it's more fair to compare the jobs, especially when you haven't opened their own company yet. But it's just to show you or illustrate that you can also do that in this way. So yeah, and family support, very important thing. I mean, your family needs bread and butter on the table, and I mean, is there anything else to say? I mean, even if you live in Asia, you have to support your parents, you have to send them money, stuff like that. If you're living in, I don't know, like, Italy, and your mom gets sick or something, you have to support your mom. You are not going to just let her die. And important is that you have this family support, and if your mom is like in Italy and she's feeling really bad, and you live in like Germany earning money, then it's kind of important that you can actually go back and support her. That's what if your employer lets you to do that or not. And usually that's what boss decides as well. That's why boss is actually, manager is somebody that is the main reason why people leave the job, because it also connects to the family support. They are going to decide if you can go to the funeral, weddings, or support somebody that is sick in your family or something like that. And of course, salary is also dependent on family support, because the more salary you get, the more savings you will have most of the time, and you can send some money to your parents in case they need it. And support your family in general, your closer family that you live together with, or if you live with the friends, you can support them as well with some, I don't know, some common dinners or lunches or stuff like that. Important. And if in case you have like boyfriend, girlfriend, and you get a baby or something, then you can actually go for the maternity leave, paternity leave, and so these kind of things also matter. And or somebody that is can't be replaced. That's real life is always more important. Okay, and then we have nice coworkers. Almost the same as boss, of course, but not quite the same. Sometimes, as I said before, there might be some colleagues that you don't get along with at all, but you're still working there, and you don't let them to affect your work life that much. If you need to, do some teamwork with them, it can be done, and if you want to do some other things, it can be also done. Basically, you can still get the things done even if they don't like you. So if they don't like you, it's somehow like fine, but if you cannot work together with them, it's a bad thing. And of course, there are some people that are more mature, especially the senior workers, but in general, like even those senior workers can be this kind of like a workplace bullies in a way. I've seen some people actually, the people that are coming from on-site work, and some of them have had workplace bullying happening towards me. And why is it like this? It's because since they have done the physical work or the on-site work, and I've been basically only in the office or something like that, see mostly this side, then they can just make fun at you all the time, because once you get more familiar with them, once you try to work with them, they get more comfortable with you every day. And of course, like in your department, they might see like, oh, this guy is like, I know old, I don't care about him. But if he is in your department, you will have to get along with him. And if he's better at like on-site work or something like that, it's very influential with some even in the banter and stuff like that. It's sometimes I mean, not always, but I've seen some cases that have had ended up being a bully. Those guys that have done on-site work and they work their way up to the office and in the similar position as you, and they can actually bully you and say that, oh, I have done so much more, I was like on site, I was like doing this, doing that, what have you done? you don't know anything about it, like you have no idea. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, this kind of co-workers. And for the co-workers, actually, family job support also, this was job 4, yes. That's the job that, yeah. And nice co-workers was at the job that actually is a big company that I worked in, and there was some very nice co-workers there. I cannot lie that everybody was like holding on to each other and saying only good stuff usually, except for in the feedback sessions. However, anyways, yeah, it's in general the atmosphere there was pretty good. I'm not going to lie about it. So yeah. And what else do we have? Interesting work. Yes, of course, you have to like what you do, and actually here is the job that I'm doing, and this is interesting. Sorry. Anyways, this is actually something that I never felt in my life that could be interesting, but apparently it is. So points here. I mean, of course, your own company can be interesting, but only if you are basically like an owner. That's why I was putting the points here, because your own company has this kind of you have to kind of be start some kind of like, I don't know, you open a restaurant, you have to be a chef, you have to be a waiter, you have to be all those guys, this, I mean, or you open your own shop, you have to be the shopkeeper, stuff like that. So this own company is not that interesting, because in a way you do interesting stuff as the management scale, but at the same time you do like the most basic of the basic, unless you hire somebody, but hiring somebody will be too expensive, I guess, for the first years. So that's why I didn't put the points here. I was putting them here. And yeah, that's something completely different that I never saw myself doing, and it actually kind of paid off very well. What else do we have? Workload, very important factor. That also one of the main sources of generating stress. If you have too much stuff to do, if you are running late, if you're basically having depths in your schedule, all those things, some things don't get done, you kind of feel sad about it. Your co-workers might be not happy about it. All those things that combined is the workload. And why I did put the workload to job 1? Now that's actually a very interesting question. Since actually, as for the workload, as you do basically like 4 or 5 or whatever kind of amount of jobs, then you can see that some of these jobs have higher workload than the others. And that's the truth. I mean, obviously, there will be your manager saying that, oh, do you think here is going to be easier? But actually, yes, it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier there. Because I think the highest workload ever was in this job 3. and own company is also sometimes might be very much workload for you if you are actually working your ass off to make it work. Might not be, but might be. And actually, job one didn't have very low workload, but it had a reasonable workload, in my opinion. That in this job, I had half an hour after lunch, half an hour of free time every day. That I had all the tasks done and I was waiting for something. So this half an hour was really nice. I was like, you can go read the news, you can go talk with your colleagues, you can go look out of the window or stuff like that, very important. And you actually have this kind of like a break kind stuff that you can do. And I really like this workload because it's not too low and it's not too high. It was just enough, and that's why I put it to job one, not to here, and not to here either because it was too. This was a little bit low and this one was a little bit high. So I would say that here would have been, too much of a workload. Here was also too low. But here I would never put it because high workloads is causing a lot of stress and no idea about when it ends, and it's always intensive. And after job 3 I learned my lesson and I know how much is too much. But in general, it's difficult to see at start which kind of workload is good for you. And I think this kind of meet in the middle kind of workload is the best in my eyes. So yeah, what do we have as dreams? Own company, obviously, for me. Who wouldn't want open a successful business that you can be just owner, have this financial freedom and just eat in a restaurant or like walk in a park, play with your family, like with your kids, and go walk your dog in the daytime. Nobody can care, nobody even cares and stuff like that. Dreams are with your own company, and that's what your goal in life would be like. That what kind of job is the best one for you is obviously your own company. And that's why I think the dreams for many of you would be there. Of course, there might be many of you that say that you want to work by yourself, in a company, rather than opening your own business, and that's also okay. But I think personally that the dreams most of the time lie with people's own companies. So yeah, I keep it here, and that's also one of the more important ones because dreams is something that always bothers you. There's always this kind of one thing that bothers you. That's that when you work somewhere is okay, but it's not your dream. And that's kind of what bothers you. And it's very common dilemma in the world, in the relationships and stuff like that. Also that sometimes it feels like something is missing, and or it doesn't feel quite like 100% right. And at least when you have opened your own company and it was a bankruptcy or something, then that your dreams might not be possible. But in general, if you still have the dream, or if you have another dream to open another company, try again. This is usually where the dreams lie. And yeah, time for breaks. As I mentioned before, like workload, having this half an hour there every day, that speak with your colleagues, have a nice chat with them, and see what they are up to and stuff like that. But in general, when you need to work, you kind of have to work, and you feel like you're actually doing something there, that you are not just getting paid for nothing. So yeah, time for breaks, important that job 3 didn't really give me. It was kind of like always be working and basically no breaks. Okay, and holidays. We have holidays also because where else is better than to rest than on a holiday. You can if you are really tired, you don't have to go travel. You can always be at home and just with your family and enjoy and just be chill. Go ride a bike or go ride a scooter, go see the nature, these kind of things that you can do. And I think holidays is significant, and this is different also from company to company. And I think the most holidays, yeah, is given by the job 4. Job 3 was close actually, but job 4 is one. So yeah, it is the holidays that is important for everybody, that you kind of need to rest from the work scene at some points. It's the same as the school kids need to have some holidays for some breaks, summer break or whatever they need there. And yeah, remote work possibility. I mean, even for me, that is not very big a fan of home office sometimes, but even that is, it's good to have some possibility in case you need to be working from home, that nobody's like pointing at fingers to you or these kind of things. It's very bad when somebody's saying to you that, oh, you're always in the home office. Well, oh, but actually you were just home office one time. But yeah, anyways, remote work possibility is important, and it's good to have your home office budget also enabled from the company for that, to help you to work remotely. And this one is is important. I mean, okay. And especially when you sometimes want to rest, or you need to do some households, very important also that you can just do your laundry or something like that. uh, Even if you don't have any breaks, then after work you will have those breaks and take the laundry out. But anyways, yeah, this like cooking, doing laundry, walking in a park, walking your dogs, uh, all those things that are important for you to have. I mean, that's why it is important to have a remote work possibility. And also, if you have to visit the doctor, that this you can be away for this time, or hit the gym and then work later. It's also another thing that you can combine it with. So yeah, I'm not going to argue too much that it's going to be like the lowest of the lowest, but it's right in the middle for me. It's not the most important factor in a job for me, but it is something that nowadays you can demand from your employers most of the time, and that's one of the cards that we can actually demand something from the managers, because there's usually like your managers demanding stuff from you, but this is your card to play, that you can demand some stuff and they cannot really do much about it, or it's something that you can be have some leverage over with. It's important to have. And yeah, comparison for previous jobs. If you are actually happy there and see that, oh my god, this job was so bad, like oh wait. Okay, I was like scrolling a little bit. Okay, you can say that I see that job 1 was like okay. Job 2 was very bad. I'm glad that I was like out of there. And job 3, I'm also glad that I was out of there. My own company I cannot compare it with, but I mean, with the previous jobs is obviously like it might be here because it might be, own company might be better with the previous jobs, but I think I'm happy here. So whatever I'm happy with, then I'm happy. I was happy here also, job one actually, but that was also economics recession. And we have low risk here. And now low risk is something that you cannot have with your own company, because you will have to risk pretty high money there. You have to put money underneath it and to make it work. And what else do we have here? Obviously, the company didn't have any options to keep me there. I mean, laid off. I mean, okay, that's fine. Then we have, here the company was saying to me that no, we also need you out of here, and we don't have enough capability for too many people here. I mean, it was kind of a low risk for me because I was a good worker, but it wasn't low risk for some others that are doing their probation periods and got kicked out. So yeah, lowest risk here. It is basically if you are in a danger of fired or laid off. But honestly, this is not usually the factor that you choose this job with, because if you know that you might have a chance to be getting laid off, or you have a chance to get fired, that's okay, because I mean, it's kind of everywhere nowadays, especially when the economic recession. They will find a way to get rid of you no matter what. Doesn't mean that one company is better than the other. It's usually any company can be hit by that, and you just work there as much as you can if this actually works for you. But I see, as for me, this one is the lowest risk, because if I would go back there, then to here, job 3, then I'll be, in a risk again with my probation periods. And yeah, working abroad, that's also, something that is not quite high, but working abroad is sometimes beneficial, that you have your family like in Italy or something, that you have to take a plane there, work from Italy instead of Germany, and these kind of things, or have like conferences, have something that you don't do every day, that you are going to the Brussels to the conference, or do some kind of like Paris to the conference, London to the conference, all those things that is getting you more happy. Because if you don't have anything interesting at business trips, then I mean, it's kind of like a dull routine job. And of course there's people that like routines, but I like them to a certain extent. It cannot be always the same thing. Okay, and bonuses we already covered. It was the free lunch. I mean, the bonuses can be very different. That, for example, there's some compensations for your cars, or compensations for this kind of like end of the year extra compensation or salary. All these things that might be there, or maybe some bonuses like sports, doing some sports stuff like that. Might be many things, but I think free lunch is every day is something that I can save my personal money out of. So it was important at the time. That's why I was putting it in this company. And then the career. I mean, obviously the best career is with your own company, because then you learn the most, and see how the company actually operates, how the managers operate, how this businesses operate, how to lead a business, all these things, best for your career is right here. Or how to manage people. I mean, you can hire your own team. Amazing. Yeah. As for the career, I think for all of these 4 jobs, the career opportunities is always when somebody's leaving from the company, or somebody gets laid off, or no, not even laid off, because laid off is that they lose the position. But yeah, if somebody's leaving, and usually when they have a good place, then they are not going to leave. So if they are selling you some career opportunities, don't take it for granted, because I mean, don't take it for very seriously. That's why I put it as the lowest. I mean, one of the lowest ones, because I mean, career opportunities when somebody leaves, and if they have a good position, they don't want to leave. And yeah, so you can candidate to this kind of position, but it might not be the best one. This is how it usually ends up with. Unless, yeah, it's a new company, it puts together a new structure, and you do your career like applying there, but or like a month later they are saying that, oh, we actually need a manager instead of like just a specialist, and then oh, okay, let's go. Then it's another way. But yeah, if it's a new company, or maybe even new department in the company, or somebody's leaving and they usually don't want to leave. But even if it's a new department in the company, then they might be finding them, from the different sources, those people, because they never see you. Also, yeah, think about careers that I don't think that people are actually seeing too much that this person, like nowadays they don't really see that way, that, oh, this person could fit very well to this job. I advise them to try, or they just, maybe there is like one guy that they have in the mind, but it's usually not you, because there's like better people, there will be always better workers. So yeah, I kind of don't like the when they are advertising the career too much, when they are actually doing it a little bit differently, and it's not the full truth there. So there, with the career, there's very easy to hide stuff by the company. That's why your own company is the easiest, because you know exactly what you're going to do. And if you have this experience of your own company, running your own company, it would be easier for you to make another company, or making, applying for some position, because they see that you can manage people and stuff. When your company goes bankruptcy or whatever, but if there was some names in the newspapers or some profits made, then they can double check it and hire you. Also, trainings. Usually with your own company, you don't really take that many trainings. They're costly. Also, those companies didn't allow me to do many trainings here, but this one apparently does, and I really like it. I think trainings are important and for your own development, so the career will be a little bit easier to do. Okay, and one-on-ones, the last one, is that I appreciate when there is one-on-ones, and when the manager is actually keeping an eye on it, and there is like a schedule of like bi-weekly or once in a month is also okay, but for me to but with this one-on-ones is like the manager is kind of like a psychiatrist, or like psychologist for people. They are listening to the real life problems, and making you to be stepping the best direction in your real life decisions. So yeah, that's the one-on-one today's world. Yeah, what else do we have? That's the total score, I guess. I think, yeah, goes without saying that I'm really happy here for now, and maybe with time those values go to some other places, then I will switch, and I will see that if it's worth of switch. But for example, like these kind of companies, I mean, I would never work there again. I mean, free lunch, good salary, but nothing else. I mean, you save a lot of money, yeah, okay, but what else is like nothing there? And here also, I mean, if you have good workload and time for breaks, that's nice to have, but it's not something that is. If the work is more interesting in here, if there is a better boss here, if there is nicer co-workers here, then doesn't matter too much. And own company is something that I have considered before, of course, but I never cut into that because for me it's yeah. Obviously, I didn't speak about risk that well, but I mean, this is something that is with a too big of a risk for me. That's why I didn't do it yet. But yeah, let's see in the future what will I do. And while I'm happy here, then I think I will keep, working here. So that was one of the examples that you can do for your own estimation, and that will help you a lot. I think it's a good way to do a Google Sheets about it. Every big decision in life, it's good to make Google Sheets about it for your apartment room. You go there, which kind of apartments have you seen, which kind of you haven't seen, all those things you can do. These kind of things, they are helping. They're a tool to help you to make decisions, and the best decisions, because you might be stuck for like years in these kind of companies, like this job 1 or job 2 was years. And I was here also for a long time, but I mean, it didn't really decrease that much as these two. So might be worth a while, and make this kind of list and think things through all the time, and don't always listen to your first gut feeling. I mean, of course, listen to that as well, but make also your mind affected to this. Show it to your family or your friends that are trying to help you, and they are going to look at it and see that, oh, I see that actually your dreams lie with your own company. I think that the dreams will be here, like more important than the salary. Then yeah, you can listen to them, and you can see that, yeah, maybe my dreams are more important than the salary. You can reevaluate stuff. But anyways, yeah, that was the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys are watching, because this knowledge kind of needs to be out there. It's the most down to earth way that you can do. You can decide for your own, and if you did watch it all the way through, I really appreciate it. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if that also can help other people. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you next weekend.